Moving on to our next session, a leaders' discussion on the topic Embraced Cloud, Now Reap the Benefits. This session will focus on how SMEs accelerate their digital roadmap to make the most of the cloud and how cloud implementation can take the business to the next level. Our speakers for this afternoon are Viren Pandya, Technical Director, Incredible Machines. A brief introduction on Viren. Viren is a technocrat having profound experience in machine tool building industry. His core strength is mechanical design and technology development. He has executed profitable and sustainable business growth through purpose-driven changes across Incredible Machines. Joining him is Jayesh Tank, CIO, Harsha Engineers. Jayesh is a technocrat with 26 years of experience. He's formulating tactical IT strategy and roadmaps involved in defining solutions which meet stakeholders' requirements with minimum development effort and optimum application performance. Moderating the session is Amit Saluja, Senior Director and Center Head, Gandhinagar COE, NASSCOM. Amit leads Industry 4.0 initiative at NASSCOM to build an ecosystem for manufacturing companies to increase adoption of digital technologies, working with startups and technology companies. It's a pleasure to have you join us this afternoon. Over to you, Amit.
Thanks, Justin. Hello, everyone. This is Amit Saluja, and I'm really excited to moderate this session. And it is really exciting to see we have two SME leaders joining here, and who will be basically talking about how technology has helped them, and then what are the things that they are doing or they plan to do in the future to take this digital journey at the next level. And while the adoption is happening, I think the cloud is playing a key role here, and which is what we will try to bring up from this discussion, like how cloud and the other emerging technologies are really becoming a game changer for the SMEs. It is not just the talk of the large manufacturing companies who are taking advantage from the cloud adoption. Now we are seeing the great results, it's a great pride to have to see that even SMEs also have started doing the adoption of these emerging technologies. So that's a great insights, and I'm sure this session would be a great learning for the fellow SMEs also who have joined this session. So I'm really looking forward to learning a lot from the two leaders we have here. So we have Viren, who's representing the Incredible Machines, and we have Jayesh from the Harsha Engineers, one of the pioneer in the precision industry. So really looking forward to this session. Welcome, Hiren and Jayesh, to this session.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit, for introduction. And I'm also looking forward to learn from the discussion, because learning is never-ending journey. It has to be continued.
Absolutely. So Hiren and Jayesh, so maybe what we will do is we will start the discussion by talking about how digital has changed, especially after the pandemic. So we all have seen basically the large companies have been doing the adoption of the technology since last a decade. And SMEs were the segment which were always sitting on the fence and thinking through on whether to kind of move ahead or not, whether it will work for us or not, whether the ROI will be there or not. Correct. A lot of these questions SME always had. But we all have seen that at least the post-pandemic, everyone has started thinking towards it. So, and there are companies who have taken a lead, and then you are from that representing that company. So if we talk about how digital has changed and over now post-pandemic, and how SMEs are taking this digitization now. So what are your kind of thoughts there, based on what you have done in your organizations, and then maybe what you are hearing from your fellow other SMEs also. So I think the same questions I will ask to both of you. So Jayesh, maybe we can start with you first on how do you see digitization being thought over or perceived by the SMEs now?
Okay. Thank you, Amit, for introduction and setting the context. And thank you for having me on the panel for discussion. I am also looking for learning through this discussion. Now, as you said, the before pandemic also, like what is the SME's tone after the pandemic? But my view is before pandemic also, digital was the necessary for business who had the and it was digitalization was also going on. But the we have seen the difference by people who have started digital journey and were doing efforts were able to navigate better in the pandemic, and they quickly able to turn around and the response to the pandemic and maintaining the customer promises, right? So whoever started the journey, they were able to get the benefits during the pandemic, and who are want to start, they also have to get the benefits of pandemic. And we have seen the businesses are disrupted by digital innovations, like just going back to the basics, like Uber, with the world's largest taxi company, owns no vehicles. Facebook, the most popular media owner, creates no content, and likewise you have many examples, right? Now, coming back to the benefits of digital, why anybody should go for digital or the solution or digital journey? So what comes to my mind is very basic few things, like whether we want to enhance the customer experience or we want to improve the customer experience. We have to have the stronger resource management or use the stronger efficiency in the assets efficiency. We want to increase the efficiency in our operations or uh, improve the efficiencies for, and while improving the productivity of the organization, we either end up in improving the productivity or improving the profits for the organizations, right? And my view is digital journey is specific to the each organization. There is no one single answer for all the question or all the organization. We have to decide our digital journey based on the what business we are in, what are our business priorities, and what are our business challenges, and that would be the real start point of our digital journey. So these are my views. Over to you, Amit.
Great, thanks. So I think it is, which is absolutely what even the large companies have been thinking through. So I think what you are saying is pretty much on the similar lines, and glad to see that the same thoughts have started coming in from the SME segment also. So let me come to you, Viren. So what are your thoughts on how SMEs are perceiving the digitizations right now, and what has changed after the pandemic, and then where are you seeing the digitization heading from the SME's point of view?
Yes, thank you, sir. In my point of view, actually, the pandemic has forced business from different industry verticals to reassess their business models in many terms. Authorities have also taken some measures to protect the, including SMEs, to reassess their business models. But as a SME, we must adopt a digital approach in order to survive during the COVID, just because government at the time of just finished the COVID, government has not fully approved for the all people running with the full capacity of employee as well as laborers as well as management staff. So at that time, we really realized that without digitalization, if I'll say with example, during the COVID, remember that few of our machine operators are living nearby our factory, and they can easily come to our factory to run the machine. And because of COVID, we cannot run that machine from so long time. So we need to run the factory to complete our pending orders. So at that time, we realized if we have that type of devices, or at that type of IoTs that can, from the help of that IoTs, we can see our machine, we can observe our machine, and the efficiency of the machine. These all parameters are easy to maintain if we are here with the factory, our staff is there. But running from the home, it is difficult to observe the machine. So at that time we realized, and after the COVID, we immediately decide to implement that IoT device, and now we are fitted that IoT device with our all CNC VMC machines. From that, we can easily manage, easily observe, easily analyze all the data of the efficiency as well as maintenance downtime. So, in my point of view, after pandemic, we really realized that it is necessary to grow. So, I think this is our practical example. After actually, we have already planned these IoTs before pandemic also. To because our factory is running 24 hours, so to generate the data or to get the data of night shift, it is difficult for our internal staff also. But after this pandemic, we realized that it is necessary.
Great. So good to see. I think these solutions have started kind of and coming in. Now, are you also seeing the same kind of an thought process with your other SME friends, colleagues, I mean, other companies also say in that region, or do you feel that it is still kind of an varying where only few have started doing the deployments and few others are still sitting on the fence? So how are you seeing the responses from some of the other SMEs, or?
Okay, understand. In my point of view, actually, we are in Rajkot, right? So,
Hmm.
for Rajkot is not that much big city. So, people are looking when they come. Our supplier also coming to our factory and visit our factory. At that time, they see the devices and they can see our benefit, our data, our analytics. So based on that, now they are realizing that it is more beneficial from them who have only 2 3 machines also, they can also use these devices. In my point of view, I think the people are not aware that much about the cost of these
Hmm.
devices or running cost of these devices and what actual benefits they will get from these devices. So maybe there are some maturity of the knowledge is the issue right now, I think.
Okay, so maybe awareness is still an issue. So maybe
Awareness.
that's where I think we all kind of need to work towards. And I'm sure that like this, what you are helping us now and kind of bringing your point of views should help in the awareness. So Jayesh, any point of view from you, because you are part of those CIO networks also. You tend and you meet a lot of other CIOs who are working in this. So what you are seeing?
So I'm agree with you because now see one when we see in the normal enterprise or organizations, people now have the ERP, whether it's SAP, Microsoft, whatever it is. People have HRMS, people have the product management solutions. So all these standard solutions are there. Now the more and more people are going focusing on more on the efficiency of the factories and the IoT and the solution which related to. I am talking particularly about manufacturing because service
Yeah.
industry will have different view. But manufacturing industry, more and more people I see the discussion, they are eager to or either started or working towards the connected machines or connected factories towards that goal. So that I mean, initiation is by all the enthusiasm is across the uh, peers.
That is a great news. So
Yeah.
great to kind of listen to this. So now let's maybe talk about some of those examples that we have kind of seen, and then maybe what you have done. So Viren, maybe I'll ask. Maybe I'll start with you on this. So you basically have been part of the smart manufacturing forum that we are kind of driving, and that there's a lot of interactions that we had, and one of the solutions that basically now you have implemented will become a kind of an best practice on how companies can help in improving the customer experience, and then to make customers succeed or to make customers happy, right? So that's a brilliant work that you and your organization has done, which I have personally seen in the last few months from all the engagements that we had. So you may want to talk about that particular use case on how did you even think about
Yes, of
it?
course. Cloud adoption.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, of course. Of course, cloud adoption for us was definitely an important thing to streamline our own operations and also provide effective after sales and service to our customer. So we are now able to collect all the data of our manufacturing facility, our in-house manufacturing facility, through various devices, as Jayesh told that ERP as well as some IoT devices, and also can take necessary action before failure. So sometime what happened if we do not have that much raw material, and if we do not have the actual real-time data of the machine, that can be easily affect to our efficiency. So as a making heavy machine tools has its own challenges and overcomes. This challenge is with minimum efforts and human without human support. It is more important in our case. So this is the viable option, like IoT devices. This way we can get actual data at the required time and can plan our activities accordingly. Also, if I'll say at our customer end, what is the benefit to our customer? That is also when this technology is used, we can monitor the health of the machine online. So and also we can advise them before failure. So in terms of the quality of the machine, in terms of the service of the machine, in this both way it can help. So by prior information of the machine health, we can easily advise them before failure. So they can effectively handle their preventive maintenance activities and maintain better machine life. So most of the machines now we are sending, especially our export machines, we are sending these machines with IoT solutions. So based on that IoT solutions, we can easily observe the temperature of the oil, temperature of the machine, vibration, any abnormal noises. By the help of that parameter, we and our technical team can analyze the seriousness of that issue. Maybe customer do not know the actual reason or actual consequences of that noise or vibration, but our technical team can easily analyze that issue, and we can suggest them for any preventive maintenance.
Okay, great. So I think if I just to summarize, so basically you really thought about a IoT solutions basically which can be used to remotely monitor the machines that you have supplied
Yes.
to your customers. So and which assumes that the idea is basically to when you remotely monitor, you will kind of and track a few of the machine parameters like vibration and maybe temperature or a few others, which will which will tell you whether the machine is operating fine or not. And then if any point of time you feel that there is some kind of an discrepancies in those parameters, then you will get a hint that the
Yes, yes.
machine is going to fail maybe in the future. And that's when maybe proactively you can let your customers know on maybe some kind of an preventive maintenance or something that can be done which will reduce the failure, right? So that's basically it's a great concept that you kind of thought of, and which definitely will help all the machine manufacturers if they can also deploy these solutions, because while it really helps you in maybe from your point of view, if I'm looking so I assume it will be you would have done it so that you really don't have to go to these customers for those calls,
Yes.
right? So your
Yes,
calls
yes.
would have definitely decreased now.
It decreased
And
now.
then your customers also now their breakdown will be less, so that your customers productivity increases, right? So that could be the benefit. And so did you see some initial results which you can talk about on what kind of and benefits either say you have achieved after the deployment of the IoT solution in the machine, and then maybe or maybe what your customers have to say about that to you?
As I told you that, sir, we are using this type of devices in a two verticals. One is in our in-house manufacturing facilities, and the second one is our own machine where which we are selling. So, if I'll say about our in-house machine, so it is definitely useful, and it is like that you can get the result from the next day, because whatever the planning we are doing in our PPC department, At that time, we have to look into raw material as well as toolings, as well as drawings. There are a lot of things we need to maintain. So if we do not have the real-time data of our machine, we couldn't do better these parameters. We cannot handle these parameters at a time. So definitely it is useful for in-house manufacturing, as well as if I'll say about the our customer point of view. In this case, the machine, if any abnormalities observed through this device at our machine, customer end, the consequences of that abnormalities, it is not actually defined. So, and any experts can only define that consequences. So, in this point of view, in this case, we definitely get the benefit how big it can be, how big problem generate it can be through these abnormalities. So it is definitely useful for our customer end also.
Okay, great. So while now I think we have heard from Viren on an example of improving the customer experience, let's maybe talk about the improving the internal efficiencies also. So Jayesh, so I think this is something I heard from you earlier, that you have been implementing these solutions in the plants to really improve the efficiencies and improve the operation. So let's hear from you on what those solutions are, and then how you implement it, and then what kind of benefits you're seeing.
See, actually, we started our IoT journey from, I think, 2016, and let's take it 2017. Right, we did a few pilot projects and done the efforts to make it successful, but we were not successful. In the 2017-18, we did try some solution, but we are not successful. Then our focus was also then changed for due to some other business priorities. But at that time, failure gives us the lessons. So what lessons we have learned is few lessons we have learned. One is when I talk about Harsha Engineers, we have 12 profit centers, and we have, so you can imagine there are 12 shop floors, right? And each shop floor or each profit center has its own priorities, its own challenges. And being the established manufacturing house, we already have the machines which are bought before a few years back, so which are not Ethernet enabled. So to get the data is we have to modify the machines, right? That's the one side of challenges on the shop floor side. Now we come to the IT side. We have to either to collect the data every second and to store data and process data. We need to have the IT solution servers and the databases, licenses to process that data, and that data volume is very large. So how much to scale up that data, right? So now that the basic, so there are two sides of challenges. One at the shop floor side, one is the IT side, to process and store the large data, right? Before 1 year back, before that we were planning on the basics, and then we come up with the few solution from our lessons, right? What lesson we have learned. Then we decided, and also one of the lesson is, I mean, there is no single solution in IoT. I mean, we have to think about the problem, use case, so floor, and then we have to search for the solution, right? So we come up with to solve the IT side challenges, we come up with the before that we already migrated our S4HANA to Amazon Cloud, and I have experienced that S4HANA cloud migration and the how uptime and the scalability and everything. And based on that experience, we decided we put our IoT solutions on straight away to the cloud. So one side we can address the IT challenges, and we can more focus on the shop floor, real efficiency, what improvements we want to do. So we come up with the AWS cloud. We started with AWS. So we are not storing any data on the on premises for the IoT. We are straight away sending data to the cloud. Then on the soft floor side, so soft floor IT has certain domain knowledge on the preparing data layers and the IT solutions, right? Frankly, we do not, being IT, we do not have the knowledge of soft floor and the how soft floor machines work. What are the challenges? So we made a team of IT. We are being the central coordinator for the IoT project, and we are the leading the IoT project. But the team consists of our maintenance department, who know machines in and out. They know the machine soft floor challenges, right? Then second member of the team is the production department, because they are our internal customers, and they run the machines. They are responsible to produce the kgs, and they are responsible for the output. So we have taken the three stakeholder on the board: one IT, then maintenance, and the production. Now what we are now doing is we are using the domain knowledge of each department, because each department has their own expertise in their area, right? So now the with the combination of IT, maintenance, and production, we started for the old machines which are not Ethernet enabled. What we done is we upgraded the PLCs, we upgraded the machines and make it the Ethernet enabled. Also, our maintenance team prepared the programs. So whatever the focus we have for the, we have a lot of data we generate for the operational efficiencies of OE. We generate a lot of data, and that is the very narrowly looked by the throughout the management, production, and everybody. Also, we are being TPM certified. We have to monitor the data very with a lot of focus. So we, considering our OE requirement, we created our data program for the PLC that capture our requirement of the number of PCs produced, machine uptime, machine downtime, and the reasons for the machine uptime, downtime, and the parts produced. And for every millisecond, every second we are sending the data to the cloud. So because of our past lessons, the learnings, we come up with the model where now I don't have to focus on the soft floor, because soft floor people have their domain expertise we are able to use. And using that expertise, we have created the data model, and we are fetching data from the lines, and we are sending to cloud, and we are processing on the cloud. And the second, the benefit of cloud is, I mean, I don't have to worry about the amount of data, volume of data, right, and the response timings. So that side is there. And second, on the soft floor side, the maintenance and production know in and out of the machines and the data collections. So we are leveraging that. Now so we started with the two of our soft floors. One is the where the fresh machines. One soft floor is CNC machines. So in the fresh soft floor, we have connected around 14 lines, and we before this project, normally operator used to fill the logbook of every shift production. Now we have that every shift production is compiled and readily delivered on email to the production team, so they can focus on analysis part, and they can focus the what are the production and the compile data they will able to easily analyze there. For this, we have used the cloud, QuickSight, and the many technologies, but I am not right now focusing on technologies. It can be used. I mean, there is no technology. Today's challenge is, according to me, not technology, but what we want to achieve. That is more important, right? So now the production team is getting our operational efficiency and the production data, and maintenance team also get the data points where we have set the upper and lower limits, which are the critical machine CBM parameter. So they can focus on the CBM parameters, and they can predict any failure points before it happens, right? So these are our experience.
This is great. So seems like, I mean, you have done a lot of work in your plants, and the usage of cloud has been tremendous. So I think it's a big congratulations to you on what are the things that has been done in the Harsha. So definitely these will help a lot of other SME organizations also. So Viren, I know, I think so. While Jayesh also talked about cloud, do you also have to maybe, since the solution that you're using, IoT solutions, I'm sure, I mean, it would be on the cloud. So anything you want to talk about how you are leveraging the cloud?
Actually, we have a intranet as well as internet. So one is on the internet, which is called the cloud-based system. So whatever the systems which we are sending with our machines at our customer, and that all are this all data are on cloud only. And some of example, say for example, we are using ERP. So that is not on internet, that is on intranet, but we can use that as a in our server. So it can open from anywhere, and we can use that data from our mobile also. So I think, in my point of view, every SME needs one at least one ERP system, which will definitely help them to commit their machine delivery date or machine delivery time. It is nowadays more important for fast growing market. So I know there are a lot of companies, they have failed to deliver the machine in time. So because of that failure, our customer facing so many problems. They have their own plannings, so it cannot be it is difficult for them to manage all these problems. So my suggestion is to at least start with ERP system, which may be on internet as well as internet. So I think we are using both type of methods.
Any other last minute advice? I know we are just kind of an out of the time, so let's kind of close. But before we close, I mean, any last minute quick advice for the other SMEs on what they should be doing?
So I think you sooner or later you have to adopt the cloud. The second is the cloud would be the better option because you will pay as you grow. See, everything we have to boils down to the numbers and the what investment we make. So in the cloud, you have flexibility to scale up, scale down, and the availability. And third point is in terms of investment, we will not make any upfront investment. You can test. If you are not satisfied, even you close also. These all flexibilities are there in cloud. And many cloud providers are offering many schemes for the SMEs also, new adoption also, where they provide you credits and the hand holding for the transition. So that also would be beneficial. So I think it's the time. I think I'll end up there.
Yes. Yeah, my suggestion, sir, my last suggestion is at least if any company, as especially I know more about manufacturing industry, where there are a lot of things to maintain, and there are a lot of there are a big bill of material for machine. So my suggestion is to start with at least one ERP system. The cost of the ERP is not that much. It is, I think, equal to one Activa cost. So it is starting from that only. So definitely for small industry, they can start with at least ERP. That will definitely helpful.
Just to add there, even people can start with simply going for the website to the cloud and my very small application to the cloud, right? And the experience, the benefits of the cloud and scalability, and could be very simple starting point.
Great, terrific. So I think this has been very insightful session. We have talked about the challenges that the industry face, and then what are the benefits that will come up when SMEs even start adopting the technology, the IoT. You all talked about the IoT and the cloud, how these can really transform in manufacturing industry, even for the SMEs also. So, and the kind of an examples that you brought out from your organization, and Jayesh, you also talked about the what is a structure to follow. So I'll kind of remember this. So then IT maintenance and the production. So you have a team from here who can really drive the digital projects within the SME organization. Also, we all know that, I mean, in the large companies there is always a very structured IT team, technology teams is there, but SME lacks the kind of an enough bandwidth of the people, so that some of these initiatives are doesn't take off. But the model that you suggested, where IT maintenance and production at least can work hand in hand, and then start looking towards the technology adoption, that's a great insight. So wonderful, Jayesh and Viren. Thank you. This was a great discussion. The kind of an work that you have done in your organization, I really congratulate you for that. And I'm sure, I mean, this discussion would help all the other SME organizations, and even the startups also, because a lot of startups are also listening to this conversation, because I think startups have a huge role to play the technology deployment and the cloud deployments for the SMEs. So great discussion. It was pleasure having you here. Looking forward to more discussions.
Thank you.
With
Thank you,
that,
Amit.
thank you.
Thank you, Viren. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you for invitation, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Viren, Jayesh, and Amit, for that engaging session.